Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to share with you my actual methodology, and I'm going to be explaining throughout what I'm doing, and you're going to see my notes, and you're going to see a lot of different attacks that I believe is going to be incredibly useful to you, especially if you're on your way to do the OSCP. So sit back, relax. I hope you learned something useful, and please enjoy the video. So that was the intended route. It's just a brute force. Okay. Well, that is pretty obnoxious. That's very atypical, but it's definitely something that I would have checked if I really had the right. But okay, that makes sense. Then it's just then it's just a tedious path in and nothing particularly special. That's perfectly okay. Then let's do exactly that. So let's see. So we can do net exec with that, and we can do that over SMB. We can take the user list file like so. And then we can do password, and we can also specify that as the user list file. We're not going to do anything Kerberos related, DNS server, whatever. And then I want to do continue on success like so. And yeah, we can let this spray a bit. And this is going to take a little bit of a while, but that's perfectly okay. It is so much easier once you get an initial set of credentials, and typically it's going to be a lot simpler than this. This is an atypical path, I would say, and decently tedious, but it's something that I still would have checked. So yeah, I'm glad that there wasn't something that I super missed, just a path that is a bit more unlikely and more tedious to get to. So this is basically just going to continue until it finds one that doesn't say status log on failure, right? And it's going to find one that is valid, because we are checking the usernames against the usernames, which is very tedious. There's also some common paths, like, or password files rather, like if you take a look at user share, word list, sec list, I believe, and then passwords. Let's see, common credentials, I think. We can do LL as well. So like, these are just 10 passwords. Like there are some defaults, like top 20, like this is what I would have done. And I suppose it's a bit more intuitive to check towards your own usernames as well, but I guess it's probably something I would have done at some point. I probably would have started here, because I would think this is more likely. Just some commonly used default credentials. Like spraying these, like spraying like Rocky, right, would take literally forever. So yeah, I would probably do something like this to start off with. Maybe just like slap this and just go take a long break at this point. But yeah, let me skip when this actually finds the right credential, and I'll be right back. Now I'm actually going to pass this, or stop this rather. So, because this is going to make a lot more checks than they're doing in the thing, but this isn't guaranteed to work either. It's just, in this case, it happened to work. As I said earlier as well, this would also make a lot of sense to check. If you really have nothing else and you have a ton of users and you just want to do some common sprays, right? But in this particular scenario, it happened to be the a user had its own username as the password. What we are doing here is more comprehensive, and it will check a lot more, so it's going to take a lot longer. Here, what we're doing here, we're checking all of the users against all of the usernames, not just its own username, if that makes sense. So we can just take the user ybob, so let's see, grab, so we can take that, we can run the same thing, but instead of specifying the entire username list, we can just do this, and then we can wait. But once again, typically on the OSCP or on the OSCP exam as well, you will be given an initial set of credentials in terms of like a username and a password. So all of this to find that initial username, or to find that initial username and password is not going to be as useful or applicable, but still most, if not all of these concepts will still be incredibly useful to learn on the OSCP exam as well. So it's definitely not at all waste. If it's something that I deem wasteful, I'm not gonna teach it to you guys because it's a waste of your time, and I don't. And if you find this video useful, then you're absolutely gonna love this. We have a massive, free-to-try, 25-hour plus OSCP course that you can see that people are just absolutely loving. That inside gives you all of the resources that you need to crush the OSCP. We have a massive roadmap that literally covers everything. We cover initial access, privilege escalation, Windows and Linux. We cover Active Directory. We cover post-exploitation. We cover lateral movement. We cover pivoting, tunneling. We cover the exam. We cover the reporting. We cover all of the attacks that you need and all of the techniques that you need for OSCP. We also cover all the rooms that you need to do, and all of the rooms is linked inside. We cover Active Directory chains as well, and we literally cover everything. And you will instantly get all of these resources once you join. So click the link down below, try it completely for free. I'll see you inside.